David, what you have done here will never be forgotten.
From this day forward, you will join the House of Saul.
Are you ready to be a commander of men?
David, there's one more obstacle between you and the throne.
The new season of House of David launches with an intensity that immediately draws the audience back into the turbulent world of David, a young warrior whose rise has already captured hearts and imaginations. Season 2 begins in the aftermath of his legendary confrontation with Goliath, a victory that has reshaped not only his own destiny, but also the perception of him among his people and enemies alike. Unlike the first season, which focused largely on David's origins and the raw emergence of his courage, the new chapters delve deeper into the political and spiritual complexities surrounding a man who is no longer just a shepherd, but a figure whose actions resonate far beyond his immediate environment. This season doesn't waste time reminding viewers of the stakes. The tension is palpable from the first moment as David navigates the fragile alliances and simmering rivalries that inevitably accompany fame and power. Every step he takes carries weight, and the writers have made it clear that his past victories are both a shield and a target, drawing allies and adversaries alike into his orbit. From the outset, the narrative paints David not as a flawless hero, but as a man growing into the enormity of his own legend. His internal struggles are just as compelling as the battles he faces outside. The show's creators have amplified the emotional resonance of David's journey, exploring the toll that leadership, expectation, and morality take on him. Viewers see a more contemplative David, wrestling with the consequences of his actions and the responsibilities that come with his rising influence. The script navigates this delicate balance with finesse, presenting moments of introspection that never feel forced. David's dialogue, thought processes, and even his silences are crafted to reflect the burden of someone who understands that every choice shapes the lives of others. In this sense, the series deepens the series' exploration of heroism, reminding audiences that greatness is not merely measured by victories in battle, but by the courage to face one's own flaws and the wisdom to lead with justice. Equally compelling is the expansion of the supporting cast, who are given significant arcs that interweave with David's story in meaningful ways. These characters are no longer mere spectators to his rise. Their motivations, ambitions, and fears create a living, breathing world where the stakes feel organic and ever-present. Each ally and rival carries their own ambitions, their own vulnerabilities, and the show carefully crafts these dynamics to enhance the tension. Trust is fragile and betrayal is always possible, which adds layers of suspense that keep viewers invested. The interactions are grounded in human emotion, avoiding over-reliance on spectacle and allowing the audience to feel the weight of alliances forged and broken. The writing ensures that even minor characters have distinct personalities and arcs, reflecting the unpredictable and often perilous nature of political and social landscapes in a world on the brink of larger conflict. Season 2 also elevates the visual storytelling in ways that are immediately noticeable. The battle sequences, while thrilling, are more than mere displays of combat. They are cinematic expressions of strategy, bravery, and consequence. Each skirmish is choreographed to convey not just the physical stakes, but also the emotional and psychological pressures faced by David and those around him. There is a palpable sense of danger and unpredictability, amplified by the show's attention to detail in costumes, set design, and environmental storytelling. The landscapes themselves act almost as silent characters, reflecting the harshness of the challenges faced and the isolation that often accompanies leadership. Moments of calm, in contrast, are given space to breathe, allowing viewers to witness the quieter, humanizing aspects of David's journey, the moments of doubt, reflection, and fleeting personal connection that balance the intensity of his public life. A major theme in this season revolves around the aftermath of victory. David's triumph over Goliath has altered perceptions, not only of himself but of the society around him. The writers explore how admiration can quickly transform into scrutiny and how power and reputation carry responsibilities that extend far beyond immediate battles. The narrative doesn't shy away from illustrating the unintended consequences of heroism. Those who were once loyal may question his decisions, enemies may exploit any weakness, and even close allies are tested by conflicting interests. This season emphasizes the idea that victories, no matter how monumental, come with repercussions, and the true measure of a leader is revealed not in the moments of triumph, but in the ability to navigate the trials that follow. In this way, the show offers a nuanced meditation on the complexities of fame, influence, and moral leadership. David's personal growth is matched by a sharpening of his strategic mind. Whereas earlier seasons showcased raw courage and instinct, Season 2 portrays a figure who is learning the importance of foresight, negotiation, and psychological acuity. Battles are increasingly won not merely through brute strength, but through cunning and adaptability. His interactions with rival factions are nuanced, reflecting a maturation of character that is both satisfying and believable. The audience witnesses a hero who evolves with experience, understanding that wisdom is as critical as any weapon. This transformation is not linear or without setbacks. Mistakes are made, tensions rise, and the weight of responsibility often brings him to the brink of emotional and physical exhaustion. These layers of complexity render David a deeply compelling protagonist whose journey resonates with viewers on both an epic and intimate level. Beyond individual character arcs, the season's storytelling emphasizes the ripple effects of choices on a community, a kingdom, and even a cultural legacy. David's rise is not a solitary journey. It reverberates through the lives of those who depend on him, those who oppose him, and those whose destinies are unknowingly entwined with his own. The show's writers craft these interconnections with care, ensuring that every subplot and character interaction feels consequential. There is a rhythm to the narrative that balances grand spectacle with human-scale drama, offering viewers both the thrill of epic confrontations and the emotional resonance of intimate, character-driven moments. The result is a layered tapestry of storytelling that keeps the audience deeply invested in the unfolding drama. Conflict remains at the heart of the season, but it is no longer simply external. While battles and political intrigue drive the action, the most compelling tensions often emerge from within David himself and the world he inhabits. Questions of loyalty, ethics, and identity dominate the narrative, challenging not only David, but also the audience's expectations of heroism. These themes are explored without didacticism, allowing viewers to grapple with complex moral dilemmas alongside the characters. The series positions David's journey as both a personal and universal exploration, reflecting on the nature of courage, the responsibilities of leadership, and the intricate balance between justice and survival in a world defined by both opportunity and danger. In terms of pacing and narrative structure, Season 2 succeeds in maintaining tension while allowing for depth. Episodes flow organically, with each development building naturally upon the last. Story arcs are interwoven, ensuring that character growth, plot progression, and thematic exploration remain in constant dialogue. There is a careful calibration between high-stakes action sequences and reflective, character-driven moments, creating a rhythm that keeps viewers engaged while deepening their emotional investment. This balance also allows for subtle foreshadowing, planting seeds of conflict and revelation that pay off in later episodes, reinforcing the show's reputation for layered storytelling and narrative sophistication. Another element that distinguishes this season is the attention to authenticity in depicting the social, cultural, and historical context of David's world. From ritual practices to interpersonal hierarchies, the series presents a textured vision of the society in which David operates. These details enrich the storytelling, grounding the epic events in a believable framework and enhancing the audience's immersion. The series refrains from presenting a simplistic or sanitized view of history, instead embracing complexity and nuance. In doing so, it underscores the interplay between individual agency and structural forces, highlighting how choices are shaped by and, in turn, shape the broader world. The emotional core of Season 2 remains as potent as ever, with relationships, both romantic and platonic, receiving substantial attention. Friendships are tested, alliances are strained, and loyalties are questioned, all of which contribute to the heightened drama. Romantic elements are handled with restraint, emphasizing emotional resonance over melodrama, allowing for nuanced explorations of love, trust, and vulnerability in a world dominated by conflict. The audience experiences these dynamics alongside David, understanding that personal connections are as much a source of strength as strategic alliances, and sometimes just as vulnerable to external pressures and internal doubts. Perhaps one of the most compelling aspects of this season is how it explores the duality of David's identity. He is at once a public figure, a symbol of courage and hope, and a private individual grappling with fear, doubt, and personal desire. The tension between these selves drives much of the narrative, providing a constant undercurrent of internal conflict that informs his decisions, interactions, and leadership style. The storytelling emphasizes that heroism is not a static attribute, but an evolving quality, one that requires continual negotiation between external expectations and internal truth. This exploration of identity adds depth to the series, making David a relatable and human protagonist despite the grandeur of his world. As the season progresses, the stakes escalate in ways that feel both inevitable and surprising. Plot twists are strategically deployed to challenge assumptions, deepen intrigue, and explore consequences, never resorting to contrivance. The storytelling thrives on unpredictability, ensuring that viewers remain invested in both the macro-level developments of David's rise and the micro-level intricacies of individual character arcs. Each episode builds upon the last, layering tension, emotional resonance, and thematic complexity, culminating in a narrative that is both satisfying and compellingly intricate. The series demonstrates a remarkable understanding of pacing and narrative momentum, keeping audiences engaged while leaving space for reflection and character development. Season 2 also excels in integrating moments of spectacle with thematic weight. Large-scale battles, tense confrontations, and dramatic set pieces are always anchored by character stakes and emotional significance. The visuals serve the story, reinforcing rather than overshadowing the narrative. This integration of form and content ensures that action sequences carry meaning, transforming them into moments of narrative and emotional impact rather than mere spectacle. The cinematography, sound design, and musical scoring all contribute to a sense of immersion, enveloping the audience in a world that feels both vast and intimately lived in. Ultimately, House of David Season 2 is a masterclass in character-driven epic storytelling. It balances the grandeur of historical and mythic conflict with the intimate, deeply human journey of a man who is learning what it truly means to lead, to fight, and to carry the weight of expectation. The series continues to explore themes of courage, morality, identity, and consequence, doing so with nuance, intelligence, and cinematic flair. David emerges as a hero who is both larger than life and profoundly human, embodying the contradictions, challenges, and triumphs that make his story resonate so strongly with audiences. For viewers seeking a narrative that combines thrilling action, complex character development, and rich thematic exploration, this season delivers on every front, reaffirming why House of David has captured the imagination of so many and why its story remains compelling as it continues to unfold. Every twist, every battle, every moment of introspection in this season contributes to a tapestry that is as emotionally resonant as it is visually spectacular. The series doesn't shy away from difficult questions or morally ambiguous territory, inviting viewers to consider what it means to be a hero, to wield power responsibly, and to navigate the fragile terrain between personal desire and public duty. As David continues his journey, the audience is reminded that every victory comes with a price, every choice carries consequences, and the path of greatness is as treacherous as it is inspiring. Season 2 cements House of David as a story that transcends mere spectacle, offering a deeply human exploration of courage, consequence, and the complex legacy of a rising hero.